Alright guys, this is a long play review for California games on the Amstrad CPC, and this is going to be my last look at sort of multi-event joystick waggling style games, because I'm sick to death of them now, and well, the Olympics is over, and I thought I'd maybe save the best for last, or at least the most interesting, because this one was an absolutely massive success at the time. And I've never actually played it before, so I was interested to see how it worked out. I know I had seen the Commodore 64 version, which was the original one released before being ported to later computers like the Amstrad, Spectrum, Amiga, etc. And that looks really good fun. And right, well, first of all, typical of Epyx, here's the title screen and also the world records. Because again, this is a game designed for like multiplayers, and there isn't really any sort of set goal really, apart from maybe beating the world records. And you can choose a sponsor here when you enter your name, so we'll just choose Epyx Software. And so I thought I'd attempt again to try and beat the world records. I sort of have and haven't. I'll explain as we go on. Now, there's six events. First one is the Halfpipe on your skateboard, and straight away you start off, and it's all about racking up points by performing moves. So we're building some speed up here, and there's a hand plant move I just did. That's achieved by pressing the fire button when you're just over the edge, or you just use left and right to do kick turns. And if you're just over the edge, you could press the fire button to do the hand plant. Otherwise, if you're way above the height there, yeah, you just press left or right to do the aerial turn, as it's called in the game, and they score the most amount of points, I believe. And the longer you leave it before you do the aerial turn, the higher points you get for that. Really getting quite high there now. Once you get in the rhythm of this, it's a pretty good event, but I found it really frustrating. I'm going to illustrate this now by doing the kick turn, which you're supposed to sort of do now, but there's like it's like milliseconds difference of getting that just right. Have you got to turn just before you reach your top of your height there, and more often than not I end up sort of crashing all the time, and I found this event actually quite frustrating. I don't think it plays as smoothly as it should. Now I know I got a score there of over 9,000 points. The world record for that was 8,850, but it didn't take me to the world record table and put my name in there, so that's a bug. So sod going for the world records. Okay, on to the next event, which is a really strange footbag event. And yeah, basically you're kicking like a small beanbag up and down in the air. Very strange event. And I'm not really going for the high score here, guys. I'm basically showing you how to do all the different moves. There's a 5 in a row for doing 5 kicks, the same thing. And I get through pretty much all the important moves you can do in the allotted time. But I still don't beat the world record score, despite doing all of them. Obviously, these moves here, like the Doda and the reverse Doda, gets you the most amount of points. So you could just pretty much do Dodas all the way through, and you'll get the world record. But I wanted to show you as many moves as possible in the game, because that'll be most helpful for you. All you can do is move left and right and press the fire button at the right time. And there's up to jump as well. And you can sort of press the fire button for your kicks long before the the beanbag sort of reaches your feet or whatever, if that will help you out. And so yeah, we got sort of a noise of the waves there. Pretty crappy graphics. For some reason you're controlling some balding old dude. So not very California-esque, but there you go, you get your summary there, and we've got most of the moves there. Oh, I missed out on the headbanger, damn it. which is I think you just basically bounce it off your head, turn round, and then do a headbutt. But it's pretty easy to do, and that's a decent score there. 26,000 points. The world record was 31,000. I perhaps could have easily done that by doing like the Dodo moves again and again. There you go, moving quite swiftly on here. We're already on to the third event, surfing. Now this should be the most fun. And if you remember, we looked at world games from Epyx and the GX4000, and surfing was awesome on that, and a lot of fun. This isn't quite as good. And I found this quite confusing to start with. Basically, the angle that you leave the wave as you jump into the air is the angle you must return into the water, otherwise you'll always fall off. So first of all, remember that. So if we leave at that angle, oh no, oh yeah, you can sort of surf up and down the wave. That will get you a few points. And in the Commodore 64 version, you can actually go into the wave that's chasing you. We'll see it coming now. Here it is. You can actually sort of turn around and go like into the wave underneath as it's breaking over your head. But every time I try and do that on the Amstrad version, I always crash off. I don't know how you do it. And apparently they're supposed to score you mega points, but well, the world record on this event is 40, and I think there's like 4 different sort of scoring levels of 10 points, and you need to so pretty much 40 points is like perfect. So it can't even beat the world record, I think, which is a bit stupid. You get more points by doing more dangerous moves, for example closer to the wave breaking like I am here now. And leaving it as sort of late as possible on your turns. I'm not 100% sure how the scoring mechanism works, because I didn't actually get a brilliant score on this for some reason at the end of it. But the difficulty of this event is remembering what angle you left the wave at to go back in. For example, I was completely vertical there going out the wave, so you had to sort of enter vertically into the water again. And often find myself crashing off. One thing missing out the Amstrad version is that the Commodore 64 version had lots of like little hidden Easter eggs in the game. For example, if you wipe out at the end, and the Commodore 64 version of surfing, like a shark fin will appear and you get the Jaws music. Oh, I got a score of 10 there, which is crap. Oh well. I'm not sure why I got such a low score, but there you go. Perhaps someone could tell me why. Other Easter eggs, I think that sometimes there's supposed to be an earthquake in the Halfpipe level, but they're all missing on the Amstrad version. And very, very bare bones presentation as always from Epyx Software. There's no kind of like opening sort of animation sequence or ending sequence, just the events as they are. No music in the game. Very, very, very little sparse sound effects. In fact, there's pretty much nothing in this level here until you crash. So yeah, doesn't really give the feel and fun of California. This level maybe does to an extent because we've got the nice sort of like yellow sand in the background and the sea. And if I do have to think about the California coast, then I always think about like pretty girls skating along the paths and sidewalks along the beach. So this is a pretty decent event, and it's not too hard as well. Basically, move up and down to sort of move your skater's feet, and to make them move faster. Jump over the obstacles. Quite simple to do. Simply press the fire button and hold it down, like so, and then release to jump. And then you can press a diagonal direction. I think it's back and left or back and right, and that will make you do spins. think back and left does a clockwise 360-degree spin. Back and oh, what am I on about? Sorry, it's all about back. It's left and up and left and down, left and up. I think does the clockwise 360-degree spin, and down and left will do a reverse 360-degree spin, and you can do that whilst you're skating along as well as jumping. But you get more points for doing a jump over an obstacle and doing the spin jump, and that rack up your points. And I found this event pretty easy, certainly compared to the others. The world record on this, just crashed. Strange crashing noise there. And the world record on this is 9,627 points. We're at about 2,000 here, but it's not too hard. I'm sure we'll beat that. This event seems to go on and on and on. Apparently there's supposed to be sort of a finish point, and you get points for time, but I practiced this and it just seemed to go on and on and on and on, so perhaps there wasn't a sort of an ending on the Amstrad version of this event. Just see how far you can go without crashing 3 times. You get 3 chances. Oh, sorry, how am I on about the world record on skating is 3,000 points, not 9,000. Sorry, ignore what I said a minute ago. And yeah, we've already got the world record here. But yeah, not exactly smooth scrolling here, guys, is it? But at least it is scrolling. I've seen worse scrolling. And I'm not sure why the girl we're controlling is sort of like almost bright red. Must be completely sunburnt, the poor old cow. But I could have done with some basic sound effects at least, swooshing noises as you sort of move on your skates. Hey, there we go, and she thumps the floor in anger. Nice little bit of animation there, I suppose, but there we go. 4,540 points. That should give us the world record. There we go. Actually registered it this time. So right, yeah, on to the second to last event, the BMX. I was looking forward to this event, and screenshots look good of this. And BMX should always be a fun event. But I have to say this isn't very well implemented. The graphics look pretty nice, if a little bit sort of garish and blocky. But I like nice, bright, colourful graphics. So yes, BMX, push right to start going, right to increase your speed, fire to jump, and then there's 4 different directions you can press to do like tricks in the air, like the spin jump there, and that was the tabletop move, sorry. But the most points are doing for doing a sort of forward flip, which we're going to do now by pressing the right key. Whee! So you pull left to do a wheelie, fire to jump, and try and do your move. But I've crashed. Well, you seem to crash into that middle barrier there. It's a bit of a shame. But it's very easy to beat the high score on this. The high score is 9,627, the world record. Get some moves in at the start here. Fire to jump, and I'm pressing the up and key and down key here. Jump over these things here to sort of keep your speed up. And at the top of the second hill here, you want to sort of pull left on the joystick and then press fire button about a second after. So left, fire, and then press the right or left keys to do the flip. and loads of points for that. I'm trying to avoid that obstacle again, and I've crashed. I'm not sure the collision detection is particularly spot on here, and it took me a while to work out how to jump properly. The instruction manual sort of suggests that you can only jump by pressing the left key to do a wheelie and then pressing the fire button. No, you can press the fire button at any time you want, but pulling a wheelie at the top of a hill and then jumping just gives you that extra bit of height when you jump, so you can do the forward flip and backward flip. That will get you tons of points. So I've not actually managed to get to the end of this course on this Longplay, guys, but I've certainly got enough points here to beat the world record, and that will do for me, because frankly I'm getting sick of these multi-sport games and I want to be over and done with them. So hardly an expert playthrough, but lots of points there. Yay, there you go, get the world record. And on to the final event, which is called Flying Disc, which, if we translate it into British speak, is the Frisbee. And a strange event to have, a bit like the footbag, but there you go. So basically, to start, press left to move this meter, and you want to get it in between the speed pinky things there. Right to move back to the angle, and then left to release. So it's left, right, left, and you want to get it in the sort of the middle of those two speed and angle areas. And basically, we're throwing the frisbee to another guy over on the far right of the screen. He's represented in that sort of top bar section by the right hand sort of rectangle, and we can sort of move him left and right to try and judge where the frisbee is going to land, and we're going to try and catch it. And you want to be sort of moving into the frisbee at sort of hand height. Here we go. Moving left, moving right. There we go. Caught the frisbee. Yes, well done. Not a massive score though. Basically, you want to try and catch the frisbee running to the left, or if you can dive to the left or the right. But that's a very, very tricky move to get. And you can also catch it over your head as well. Oh, and I think just press the up key to do a overhead jump catch or whatever. And that's when the frisbee is about your head height. Again, we've got sort of jerky scrolling on the go here. This is not the best of the Epyx games by a long shot, really, unfortunately. Again, it's programmed by Choice Software. Choice Software also did Daley Thompson's Decathlon and Super Test for Ocean Software. They also did Summer Games and quite a few of the other Epyx games, World Games being one as well. Choice Software also did Beachhead, Mario Bros, Platoon, Spy Hunter, Tank, New Zealand Story. So they've done so this little programming team have done quite a few games over time for some of the big software companies like Ocean Software and US Gold and Epyx. But this certainly isn't their best effort. Sort of a nice strange variety in events that are okay implemented, but it's not a patch on the Commodore 64 original, not by a long shot. Neither's the Specky version either, from what I've seen. But there you go. Yay, got 3 frisbee attempts. That's us done. We don't beat the world record, but I don't care. I've had enough of these games. So that's me over and done with these multi-sport games for a long time, I would say. And this one, I'm going to be generous with a score here and give it a 7 out of 10, I think. Just could have done with some better presentation. How about some music on the title screen or whatever. But there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching these series of videos, and I'll see you again on a bit more of an action game. Alright, cheers.